Hi everyone, this is Natasha. I wanted to share with you a card I made, just not really randomly, but I've had white note card. They're not quite A2 size because that's the cards that are fitting into this box that I'm adding cards to for breast cancer awareness. So I have probably room for one more after this one. So I started off with that special size, and if you want to know the size, I'll include a link in the description below to the blog post that has all of the dimensions as well as the entire product list for this card. And I started off using the two StampbersBest stamps that I just received. One is called Crochet Background, which I've been really eager to work with, and the other one is Cameo Brooch. So I used those two stamps, and I apologize in advance for the glare, but I use the stamp press for the background stamps because that gives you nice, and again I'm sorry about the glare. See if I can turn off the light. If I it's gonna be too dark, sorry. Oh, blinded by the light. So it gives you an opportunity to center very well using the grid and then being able to position it because of the squishy feet. So I do like using larger stamps on the Fiskars stamp press. So that's my personal endorsement. I don't work for Fiskars. And then the Cameo Brooch is just used on a regular block. I got them unmounted. I added the cling foam cushion myself. And then this is on a couple of different layers. It's almost monochromatic because all it is the white paper, and then the ink that I use is Memento Rosebud. And it's an ink that I've been using throughout this project in addition to this Basil cardstock. And I had a tiny little bit of cardstock left that was kind of bits and pieces from other projects like the little scissors and some of the other dimensional images that I've made. So I used the Studio G little butterfly punch, which I have to tell you works fabulously. You wouldn't think that for the price the product would be quite this quality, but it rivals, if not surpasses, some of the other much more expensive and more prominently known brand names. So I'm very, very happy with these punches. As you could see, I have a whole bunch that I punched out of the little bit of the bright pink paper that I had left over, and all I did is gently bend the centers so they're dimensional. And I apologize, our neighbor is coming home on his motorcycle, or a friend is driving by. So, and the only other thing that I used is this Labels 21. I'm sorry I don't have it right near me, but it's the Spellbinders Label 21, which fits exactly the width of the crochet background stamp. That was a happy coincidence, you know, happy accident. So I really like when things like that work out. I think it's the second from the largest. So I stamped the crochet background on white paper with the Memento Rosebud ink, which is a dye ink, and the bright pink paper and that ink match very nicely. So I literally, well actually I did use Memento Tuxedo Black for two of the layers. So I layered the Cameo, I stamped it twice with Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and then once with the Rosebud. I cut out the entire Cameo out twice, layered it between 1/8 inch dimensional, and then stamped it once more on white paper with the Rosebud, and only cut out the oval without the border, so it essentially left the border like that. And then that was also attached with 1/8 inch dimensional tape. And for those who are curious, this is what it looks like. That's the foam tape. See, I have little snippets left. If it's too wide, I just trim it down, but this is 1 inch wide, and I get it from my local overstock place. I used to call them crap stores, but you never know what you find there, so I found that there. So and again, it's not one of my videos unless there are dogs involved. and hopefully there will be a lull. So 1/8 inch dimensional and then 3 layers of 1/8 inch dimensional, but it's still relatively low profile. And then I layered the base on another little piece of white because it's kind of a tone on tone, so it gives you a nice image. And then the little butterflies, I just glued them on with quick dry, the Scotch quick dry, which I believe is now called something else. I don't think it's called quick dry, but it's exactly the same bottle and applicator. And I just attached them as though they were in path of flight from one corner to the other, right across the Cameo. So that's it. That's just a simple note card, but really elegant. So that's going to be added, or I think it's really elegant. I don't want to brag about my own work, but it's going to be added to the other cards that I've made for the breast cancer awareness fundraiser. The felt bound on the box. So I think I could probably fit another card, and I'll have to pack the envelopes separately, and then I'll decorate the outside. So there you go. There's the card that I made. I'll have close-up photographs on my blog of this card along with the recipe and links to all the products that that I use from StampbersBest. I don't know if there's a direct link for the Studio G little punch, but I know that I got it at AC Moore most recently. So there you go. If you have any questions, as always, please leave me a comment. Don't forget to stop by StampbersBest YouTube channel to see what the other designers are making, as well as their Facebook page. There's lots of goodies there. There's a lot of information on the Facebook page, and if you post projects that you've completed with their stamps, you get reward points. For those of you who didn't know. Again, I'll have links to both of those in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions for me, please leave me a comment. I'll be more than happy to help out. Thanks for watching, everyone.